Alright, welcome back. This is for BT08, Babbys' first collab. What we're going to do in this case is we're going to add some instruments. We're going to add maybe a sample. We're going to take whatever instrument we add and add it to our mixer and add an effect to that mixer slot. Then we're going to save it for a collab, that is saving it as a zip file. We're going to save it in a location where the other student can get to it. And from there, they're going to open it up and do a little bit of work on their own. So let's see how we can do this. First, the student that I'm working with is Johnny right here. You can see his FL is already ready. He's taking a look at the journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off a track by opening up FL. And I'm going to add a track to start us off with. I'm going to make this real simple. So over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see our browser. Under your browser, you're going to see something called packs. If you look over here under packs, if you click on that, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's some loops where you can just click on one of these. And these are just drum loops that we could potentially use. Cool. So as you can see, it's very slow. But if I drag this into my arrangement window, it's going to make it based off of the timing that I have selected here. So right here, if I press play on my song, cool, so we've got that. If I change the timing of it by making it slower, I can re-stretch all the channels to fit that timing. So now it'll be slowed down. Cool, I'm going to take a couple of these. I can draw more of the same drum loop if I want, just by clicking here, or I can find a different drum loop and put it over here. I'm just going to take this one drum loop that I already have, and it's already on track 1. Now I want to add this to my mixer channel. So to add it to my mixer channel, I'm going to click on the instrument in my channel rack that I want to add to the mixer, and I'm going to press Control L, and that will add it to the next empty mixer slot. Another thing that you can do is you can click on the instrument itself, go up here to the top left, and you're going to see something that says Assign Selected to Free Mixer Track. That's what we're doing with Control L. We're simply going up to this menu and assigning the selected to free mixer tracks. But Control L is the easy, quick shortcut to get to it. So after that, now when I press play, I can see that my instrument shows up here in my list. I can change the volume level if I want to make it quieter or softer. That'll work. The only thing that I want to do is I want to add some kind of effect to this drum track. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add a reverb to it. Now it sounds a little bit more full. I can adjust the size of the room that it's playing in if I want to by clicking on this little room and dragging up or down. Or I can right click over here where my presets are and I can see different presets that are there. So I can make it a drum room, for example. There we go. Alright, so now I have my drum track ready. I'm going to pass this over to Johnny now that I have a little model here of what I want. I'm going to come over here to File, and I'm going to export this as a zipped loop package right here. So once again, the sequences, you go up to File, you go to Export, and then you're going to go to a zipped loop package. Now what a zipped loop package does is it basically takes everything that you have in your FL project and it will export it so that way another user can open it up and it will look exactly the same as what you have here. So where am I going to save this? I'm going to go to my music folder. I created a folder called Collab, and I'm just going to save it here. I'm going to save it as McDowell Johnny First Pass. Alright, so I'm saving it as a zip file here on my computer first. And now that I have it on my computer, I'm going to transfer this to our network location. So if I go to my music and I go in my Collab folder, here I have that file that I just saved. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it in our Johansson folders, class folders, digital audio, classwork, collab file. And in this collab file you will see all these different folders. Some of you have already chosen who your partner is. If you need to change that or you want to create a new group, you can do that just by creating a new folder in here. In this case, I'm going to use this as our example. So I'm going to go in Example, and here we have 4 different folders. Pass 1 is the one that we're currently on. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to paste that project I just saved. Alright, so now I have essentially served the first track. It's a drum loop that has some reverb on it. Alright, now Johnny is going to go to that folder. So here he's navigating to it right now. He's going to the Collab. He's going to example, pass 1. And there is that first pass right there. That's what he's going to open in FL Studio. So go ahead and open FL Studio. Yeah, you can copy it and paste it into your own computer if you'd like. There we go. So he's got it ready. And while he's working on his project, I'm going to go into my first pass here, and I'm going to record a video of it being played. So I press the Windows key and G, and it will pop up a way for me to record what I'm working on. And then when I'm done with playing the video of what's going on, make sure that when you record the video, you show off the mixer track that you have and what effect you've installed on that mixer track, just so that way I can see what you're coming up with each time you add something to your collaboration. Alright, so let's just say I've recorded my video and I've submitted that. Let's look at what Johnny's doing. Johnny's going in and he's checking out what kind of stuff he can add. Now, he doesn't necessarily just have to add any particular thing. This collaboration can move in any direction. So he could add more percussion, he could add some kind of bass line, he could add random sound samples from videos that he's found. He can really take this in any direction he wants to. All I'm looking for is that you add something to the collab and you send it back to the other person to play with. So we'll give him a little time to mess around with what he is going to make. He could add pretty much anything. It's all up to creativity. Alright, so he has added another drum loop here. As you can see, he added a separate section. Now he's going in to export that zipped loop package, and he's going to save it on his own computer first. So he's saving it to a location he can easily find, and then after he does that, he's going to move that saved project or that saved zip file to where our collaboration area is. So here he's saving it on his desktop. He's creating a folder called Collab on his desktop, and that's where he's going to save it. So this time he's going to save it, and you might want to rename it as Second Pass when we move it over into the new location. So there it is. He's going to rename it first to make it Second Pass, and then he's going to copy that. And he's going to go into our location where we have all of our collaboration stuff. There we go. So we're going to go to Pass 2. He's going to save it there by pasting it. And now I can go in to FL Studio. I'm going to go to Open, File Open. And now if I go to that location where we just were, Class Folders, Digital Audio, Classwork, Collab, in this case example, Pass 2, I can open up his project, and you can see here it is. He's got I have exactly the same thing that he had on here. We've got his hip-hop beat right here. So I'm just going to take this stuff and move it over. Let's see here. Move all these over one beat. As you pass tracks back and forth between each other, you can add and move around stuff. Each person gets to do whatever they want during their pass. So I'm pressing play. So it goes from this beat once it finishes this portion of the beat, it's going to hop over to a different style of beat. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another instrument. Keep in mind, Johnny, when you added this, you want to make sure that you add the instrument that you added to a mixer track. So in this case, I'm selecting his hotbox here. I'm going to press Control L to add it to a mixer track. So now we have two separate ones. And he can add some kind of effect to this as well. So in this case, I'm going to add a parametric equalizer to his track. And I'm going to cut out the highs of his track here. So right here, I'm going to press play. I can see what's happening inside his parametric equalizer. I'm going to take out the lows. Alright, I'm also going to add a bass line in here, so I'm going to just jump in here. I'm going to add a 3x oscillator. And that 3x oscillator I'm going to add to a mixer track by pressing Control L, and now it's over here in my mixer. And I'm just going to add some low lines here. I'm going to take out the extra frequencies here on my oscillator to make it just one frequency, and now when I press on my keyboard, I have different sounds here. So I'm going to go in and just record some kind of basic bass line here for my track. So I'm going to go on the piano roll here. I'm going to put this track on here on my playlist and see how it ends up. If I add my pattern 1 onto my playlist now, I'm going to just have a bunch of these, one right after each other. So I'm just adding this very simple bass line. So all I'm doing is adding one note here that's playing over and over again. But now it has some kind of tonality. I can take this instrument and I can start adding different things to it. Got something going. I have kind of a trance thing going right now, but I just have this simple note right here that I added to it in an oscillator. I'm going to add, I'll add some distortion to it, why not? I'll also make it to where it disappears during some portions here. Alright, so now I have some kind of harmony involved. I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to export this saved loop package, and I'm going to call this the third pass. There we go, and I'm going to save this first to my computer. I'm going to save it right here, and then I'm going to go into my computer where I saved it. I'm going to go to that folder. I'm going to take that third pass, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back over to where our folders are, go to class resource or class folders, digital audio, classwork, collab, find our example, go into pass 3, and I pasted it there. Alright, so now Johnny can get to this and he can complete the final pass and save it as an MP3 and a FLAC, and we'll have a little song that we worked on together. So if we look back at his screen, now he can see the third pass. He can copy that over to his own desktop, which is what he did here. Then he goes into FL Studio. He goes to File and Open. He can open that new pass, the third pass. And now he can see the instrument that I added into it. And so now he can add his fourth and final pass and then export the final project. Make sure that you export it as an MP3 and an FLAC. And you want to make sure that you have a video of every pass that you created. That way I can see the evolution of your work. That should be it. I hope you have a fun time collaborating. If you have any questions, let me know.